Coming to our technology departments, which is the core function of the organization. We are there in 5 distinct areas with one particular area split into 2, which I'll tell you. 1, when I say each of these technology departments, please think about the background of the technology that I am talking about. Unless you relate to the background of this technology, you will not understand why we have chosen these kind of technology lines. The first is about network security. Why network security? Today internet is here to stay. As long as internet is there, security will also be there. As long as roads are there, traffic signals are there. So as long as internet is there, network security is also there. So network security is not a focus now, it is a focus for our lifetime, for sure. So someone entering into a network security domain now will take network security for the next 40-50 years peacefully. So we are in the business of network security, 1. 2, we are in the business of cloud management, managed cloud services, taking people to the cloud. And the reason why we are in this cloud management is because we have spent the last so many 30 years in this industry, we have spent on IT infrastructure, creating IT infrastructure. Today, what the infrastructure we were creating within an office is today outsourced to the cloud. So it is only what server storage networking that we did here, the same server storage, everything, or setting up applications, all happening in the cloud. So our IT infrastructure services, under which this cloud management is also coming, is a part of our game. This is the 2 split that I can either talk cloud managed services, IT infrastructure services, or combine it to be together as one. This is our second area of activity. Our third area of activity is on managed DevOps services. Today everybody is building application. So there was a method called waterfall method. Then the agile methodology came about, and today for everyone DevOps is the standard. DevOps stands for development operations, a very automated way to create development, or the process, everything. So a high level of automation will happen. So therefore manual errors will decrease, and therefore maturity, after having developed an application, maturity level of that application will be very high. This is what the DevOps part of it. That is point 3. The 4th is on data science and analytics. Application, data science, analytics. We build application, and today data analytics is a huge business. So much of data is getting created in this world. All of this data getting created is the root of how a management will have to understand the business of theirs, and therefore take decisions based on statistics given by that data. So these are decision supporting system. So a management wants a decision support system. That is what these analytics will do. So we are doing analytics, data analytics, which is data science. We are also building applications around it. And lastly, on digital marketing. These are all technology centric. Digital marketing is non-technology, it's on the other side of the spectrum. And the reason why we chose digital marketing is because, or wanted to do digital marketing, is because of our inherent interest in marketing. Marketing is a wonderfully challenging area. It actually challenges your intellect. to create a brand, to create an approach of acceptance, to create a market which as yet was non-existent. These are all very, very, intellectually challenging activity. So that is why we are in digital marketing. We have the right amount of experience. We have all the knowledge that we need to take this forward. So therefore, that part of it. These are our technology departments. In these, every single department has its own ability to provide highly expertized services. Our security, we have a security technical support, independent. They are expertised on security. Our cloud, our infrastructure services, they have their own expertise. DevOps, we have our own expertise on DevOps, application development, and DevOps areas, building expertise on that. Data science, data analytics, that is again independent. None of these are overlapping with each other, although there is of course some technology overlap, but all of these are independent parallel departments, that is, and each one of them is trying to vie with each other and then become bigger. We are in the process of identifying who amongst these teams who are working today in these teams, who among them can become the CEO of each one of these departments. So in 2 to 3 years from now, we would have created CEOs for each of these standalone departments, and they begin to run their business with all the authority, independence, freedom that they will enjoy if they were they are to start a business on their own. Likewise for digital marketing as well. This is how we are, so we have a very strong technical support. Then there is this pre-sale support, and there is sales. Technical support, hardcore technical people. Very, very focused in terms of who will get deeper, drill down into technology to figure out, if it is security, identifying vulnerabilities. If it is IT infrastructure, setting up a network or troubleshooting the network. If it is on application, doing the code activity. So these are technical people. Then we have a pre-sales. Now I'll tell you what. This pre-sales is one area of very, very high demand today. And to be honest with you, one of the most lucrative business career that one can choose. Pre-sales is a combination of very, very good technical capabilities with ability to express oneself like a sales guy, ability to communicate very well. So this pre-sales can play the dual role, can also be technical, can also be commercial. So this pre-sales is a very, very important aspect. I am actually talking to every single technical support guy to become pre-sales. Not all sales guy can become pre-sales, but all technical support guys can become pre-sales. Sales guy may not have the ability to understand technology, but all technical support guys, obviously they know technology. They spend their first few years, and at some point of time in their lives they should migrate. Like Abdul Kalam was not a scientist in his last 40 years. He was only managing scientists. But to manage scientists, you must have done at least 15-20 years of scientist job. So initially he did that work of a scientist, doing all the research himself, and at a point of time when they graduated him up, at a point of time Abdul Kalam was not doing any hardcore research. He was only managing people who were doing hardcore research. But he was a scientist himself, because to be that you need the qualification to understand what the work they are doing and then even guide them out. So this pre-sales is an extremely coveted, a very, very lucrative, very, very hard to find position. Because for technical support people, this concept of marketing or sales is a dirty word. They all think sales and marketing is a bad word, is a dirty word. It will actually pull you down in life. I should go out in the sun, I should be out there when it rains. But then, in our kind of a business, our customers are all IT managers, IT head, CIO, CTO. So they are all people who have spent multiple decades only technical. So when you go and talk to them, you have to talk a high language of technology understanding. And how can a sales guy talk that? It's actually not that he cannot, but it's very difficult for him to talk that. But for a technical support guy, to be able to, if he has the ability to express himself, then he can talk technology. And when he talks technology, the other guy on the other side of the table, who is a man who spent all his working years only on technology, is impressive because he is talking that language. He is hearing that language. So pre-sales is a very coveted position, and then you have sales. Here for us in sales, we cannot pick up somebody who is selling insurance and put, okay, now you sell cloud. Impossible. We need a background of technology. Only people with the technology background who can understand technology, but at the same time understand human relationships, how it works, they can be in sales, because this is about solution selling. It's not about you give me any product I can sell. No. Giving any product you can sell maybe soap, and you can sell some dabbas, which does not require the skill of solutioning is always multiple permutation combination will have to work. For selling a dabba, you don't need permutations combinations. You talk about your dabba. You understand some 10 lines about your dabba and you talk those 10 lines, that is enough. But when you are solutioning, you understand the pain areas of that person. Then you figure out, then there is a lot of questioning back and forth. Then you begin to position where you are, what you are. So you actually, being a sales guy in this company, means you are going to suggest to a person who has spent multiple decades on technology, you are going to suggest to him what he can do technically. So it is like, going and selling Tirupati Laddu to Tirupati Balaji. You have to go to a technologist who spent multiple decades on technology and sell him technology, for which you need to be capable on the sales ability to talk that solutioning language. So this is what we are. I will share with you an organization chart. There we will get the entire picture of where we are, what we are, and all that stuff. How the organization is built. In this financial year, we want to expand. We want to have people sitting out of Bangalore, Hosur. We are in the process of trying to identify people who can sit out of Hosur and Bangalore. We want to have people in Coimbatore. When I say people, sales people. We want to expand our team in Kerala. And last year we did 5 international projects. This year we want to grow that at least 4 times. We want to do 20 international projects. So there is a huge focus in tapping into the international business. This is where our expansion is. We already have a partner based out of Australia. We are trying to identify a partner in the African continent. All of this is happening. So at the moment, Ambion is in a very exciting phase. And I say this with a lot of conviction and authority because we grew just about 120% last financial year. Despite all the COVID slowdown, blah blah, whatever, we still grew about 120%. But we are not happy. Our target of growth was higher. Again, I am not setting any undesirable standard of growth. We really believe we can grow. On paper, the whole plan seems to work very well. We are still very slow in converting our potential to progress. Potential is there on paper. Progress, we are lacking. So with people like you coming and joining our team, I want to make sure that this potential to progress will get bridged further, and that we will be able to progress faster. Right? So all the best to you. This kind of completes my induction. This is what we are. This is how we want to be. So if there is any questions, you can feel free to ask anytime. So you can just walk into any of us, or just send us a email or send a SMS. Get to know if there are any issues, get it resolved. We'll identify and resolve issues at the quickest possible time. So we need to really work hard. We are very hard-working team for sure. So super. All the best to you. Let's work together.